Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 2, Watanagashi. So last time, it got revealed, right, that Mion and Shion are actually twins. And yeah, it was amazing how they revealed it, right? Pretty much set it up to look like that Mion and Shion was the same person, and then a couple minutes later, they showed them both at the same time. So yes, let's do this. Let's continue, I mean. Oh yes, we're in school. Yes, the next day. It was a strange day where Mion was desperate to regain her composure. Every time her eyes met, she would say that she had something to do or that she had to use the washroom and run off. Unable to just watch, Rena was taking care of her the entire time.
今日のミオンさん、徹底的に変ですわね。
一部始終を知ってはいるんだが、なんとも説明しづらい。
Yeah, it's kind of awkward right now though.
女の子には不安定になる時もあるのです。放っておいてあげるのが一番なのですよ。
Turning around, I saw Rena calling me from the hallway. I wondered what it was.
ケイチくん、こっちこっち。
Kachi kachi.
なんだよ、こんなとこに呼んで。内緒話か？
災難だったみたいだね。
It really was, Rena. It really was. Okay.
みーちゃん、かなり壊れてたけど、なんとか直しておいたから。
よく直せたな。一体どうやって？
テレビと同じ。斜め45度くらいの角度で、えいえいって。
Saying that, she made a chopping motion. You know, I can't tell if you're joking or not, right?
明日からは大丈夫だから。だけど、ケイチくんにもお願いしたいことがあるの。
Okay, what is it?
悪気はないんだが、なぜか罪の意識もある。何でも聞くぞ。
助かる。みーちゃんはね、昨日までの数日間のこと、なかったことにするから。
Never happened. Okay. I see. Well, that's one way to run from it.
だからね、ケイチくんもなかったことにしてあげて。
Okay, now I need to pretend as well.
それでみーちゃん、いつも通りだから。
そんな簡単なことで、本当に大丈夫なのか？
お願いだから、みーちゃんの心の。
Oh, sorry.
わかったよ。
Even though I shouldn't have been at fault, that for some reason I felt guilty. And the one at fault here was the one who knew about the entire situation and pretended to be Mion for an entire day. It was Shion. But she never once said that she was Mion. True though. She keeps saying that I'm Shion, right? What am I supposed to be angry at? Seeing me stomping at the ground impatiently, Rena giggled.
でも、ケイチくんもわかったでしょ？みーちゃんにも可愛いところがあるんだって。
Rena talked in a calm voice as her hair rustled in the wind.
ああ。退屈しないやつだということがわかった。
よかった。
Following this curt reply, Rena looked up at the sky and stretched.
ケイチくんがそれに気づいてくれれば、この数日間の出来事はすぐに笑い話になるんだよ。
Copying Rena, I also began to stretch, as I looked at the sky. The clear sky towered into the distance.
今日は部活も何もなし。今日だけは申し訳ないけど、ケイチくん、下校は一人でいいかな。明日からは元通りだから、今日だけ。ね。
If all it took for everything to go back to normal was leave Mion alone for today, then it was an easy decision to make.
わかったよ。 ミオンに面と向かって言えないからレナに言っとく。なんだか申し訳ないな。謝る。
元はといえば圭一くんが無神経なことを言うからいけなかったんだよね。これに懲りて少しはデリカシーってものを身につけるんだよ。
へいへい、努力します。
Delicacy. That day was the shortest day of my life. Rena was talking to Mion while accompanying her around the entire time. It looked like a really fun conversation, so I reflexively thought about joining in, but I had a promise not to. It seemed that Mion was also trying her best to ignore me. So likewise, I did my best to ignore her. For the first time in a while, I ate lunch alone. Wait, not even Satsuko and Rika joined you? Mion and Rena ate theirs by themselves. As I let out a sigh in my ashen mood, Rika-chan came over and patted me on the head.
圭一もミーもいっぱいいっぱいお勉強しましたですね。
I'd never say it like that. It made it sound like we were having a romantic problems. I didn't like that one bit. True though. Hopefully the teacher wouldn't notice and call us to the staff room after school or
き
something.
っと圭一は素敵な大人になれますですよ。なでなで。
リカちゃんはお勉強家だからすごい素敵な大人になれそうだな。
もちろんなのですよ。僕は大人になったらすごいすごいのです。
But I wish that this game will have a time skip, right? And we see them much more older, every one of them.
あら、私も大人になったらすごいレディーになるんですのよ。
サトコはいくつになってもお子様だと思うぞ。かけてもいい。
You're still a brat.
なんですって？
As Satoko snapped her fingers, wait, what? A wash basin fell from above, hitting me squarely in the head. Wait, where did she even put that though? Right?
何しやがんだ、サトコ！
It was a day I could thoroughly appreciate the value of having friends. It's over. Where are we going next? We're going to Shion. Okay. Wait, go home, go to school, and then finish? Today was Saturday, so school ended in a blink of an eye. It really felt good to go home with the sun so high in the sky. On the other day, our club would have been up to mischief during our ample after-school time, but today, Rika-chan had a rehearsal for tomorrow's Watanagashi to go to. It's tomorrow already? No!
リカちゃんはどんな調子？練習はバッチリ？
去年よりは頑張りますです。
去年は終わった後、ヘトヘトの汗だらけだったんだよね。
Oh, Mion is back, okay.
今年はもっともっと様になってますわよ。特訓の成果、ご期待あそばせですの。
The Watanagashi festival everyone had been talking about was tomorrow, wasn't it? The festival being in June felt a little early to me, but the onset of summer came quickly this year, so it fit the image of a summer festival pretty well.
じゃあ僕たちは失礼しますです。明日を楽しみになさいませ。それではごきげんようですわ。
Sasuko and Rika-chan waved to us energetically, then left.
そういえば聞いてなかったんだけど、祭り会場ってどこなんだ？この辺って祭りのできそうな場所なんてあったっけ？
古出神社でやるんだよ。ほら、以前にみんなでお散歩した時に行ったでしょ。あの見晴らしの良かったところ。
Alright, I remember. There was a shrine all the way up on that hill, wasn't there? It seemed far too grand for Hinamizawa.
神社には立派な集会所とかもあって、老人会のカラオケとか習字サークルの会合とかを時々やってるからね。単なる神社というよりは公共施設のような雰囲気だね。
なるほどね。それなら立派なのも納得かな。
みーちゃんちも今日の設営にはお手伝いに行くの？
男手がいるからね。町から親類が大勢手伝いに来るよ。
Male hands. Well, I mean, I have nothing to do at home today, so.
俺みたいのが飛び入りで参加するとかえって邪魔になるか？
Oh, she's blushing.
ケイちゃん、手伝いに来てくれるの？
迷惑なら行かねえよ。単なる興味だからさ。
We had bunch dances and other festivals in town I used to live in, but I didn't even know where they took place, much less wanted to help. You could say that I had absolutely no connection to the region. Having come to Hinamizawa, though, it really made me feel like this place was a home that I had returned to. Before I knew it, I harbored a little interest in the small community activity of preparing for the festival the day before.
ケイチくん頑張れるかな？テントを立てたり、パイプ椅子を並べたり、結構重労働って聞いてるよ。
別に俺一人でやるわけじゃないだろ。
I mean, yeah, he's not gonna be carrying all of that alone.
みんなでやればきっと早いぜ。
He's just gonna help them, so it's much more faster. Neon looked happy to hear that, but at the same time, her expression was complex, tinged with hesitation. Rena gave her the last push for me.
じゃあ決定だね。行ってきなよケイチくん。みーちゃんはビシビシこき使ってあげてね。
レナの推薦じゃ仕方ないな。じゃあさ、帰ったらラフな格好で神社に来なよ。汗拭き用のタオルもあるといいかもね。
よし来た。俺こう見えても太陽の下で汗をかくの嫌いじゃないんだぜ。
せいぜい腰を痛めないようにね。じゃあおじさんはこの辺で。
Old man spiel.
私も着替えたらすぐに神社に行くから。
みーちゃんも頑張ってね。バイバイ。
Mion waved vigorously to us and left. As far as I could tell from her gallant, retreating figure, she seemed to have recovered from the weak state she had yesterday.
女の子は切り替えが早いんだから。もうみーちゃんも大丈夫だよ。
うん。あれだけ綺麗に切り替えてくれるとこっちも実に合わせやすい。
でも面白かったでしょ？シンデレラみたいっていうのかな。
Cinderella?
魔法が解けたらもう会えないってところが。
Okay. I mean, I guess. Rena began to giggle a fair bit in amusement. Did she like this sort of thing? Incidentally, me going along with it gave me a weird, hard to describe feeling. Did I turn myself into a plaything or did they do it for me?
そんなに面白いならレナももう一人の自分を演じればいいじゃないか。
I wonder though, right, if there's a much more cold... No, I mean, when she's in this normal state, right? Cold, much more serious Rena.
面白そうだね。じゃあケイチくんはどんなレナに会いたいかな。
アイドル真っ青のルックスと俺の言うこと何でも確実に聞く器量よしで頼む。
そんなの無理。
Wait, what did she say? Oh, what kind of Rena would you want to meet? Okay.
料理上手でお昼のお弁当を作ってくれて朝は迎えに来てくれて。
Okay.
それいつもやってる。
I pull Rena's head into a tight grip and then start to pet it.
竜宮レナなんだろ。レイナじゃなくてレナ
Reina?
だからレナはいつまでもレナのまんまでいろ。
Oh yeah, her real name is Reina, right?
ありがとう。お祭りのお手伝い頑張ってね。
おう、明日祭りで会おうな。
I got changed right away and slinging a towel around my neck, like Mion suggested, I set off for the shrine. here we go. At the shrine, there were more people than you'd imagine. Even live in Himinuzawa there. All cordoning off the areas and setting up tents, frameworks, chatting amongst themselves as they do. Alright, so where is Mion? The liveliness of the throng didn't make it easy to look for her. I searched around as if I already worked there, and suddenly the principal called out to me.
前原君であるか。関心である。Watanagashiの準備のお手伝いに来たのかね。
ああ、どうも。何かお手伝いできないかなって思いまして。
殊勝な心がけである。存分に汗を流すがよいぞ。
Spurred on by the principal, I came upon a group of people setting up tents.
ありゃ、前原の兄ちゃんじゃねえの。ひょっとして手伝いに来たのかい？
I hadn't found Mion yet, but I suppose I'd just get in her way if I ran into her.
おっす。手伝いに来ました。よろしくお願いします。
若いのは元気があっていいね。ほら、軍手つけて。テントは組んだことあるかい？
いえ、初めてっす。
Delighting in teaching a new skill to someone younger, plenty of people happily taught me all sorts of things.
じゃあ、兄ちゃんは天幕の内側に入って天骨の紐だけ結んで。結んだら足を立てて残りの紐も結ぶからな。
蝶々結びでいいんですよね。よいしょ、よいしょ。
結んだか。立てるぞ。いっせーの。
What was once nothing more than a collapsed tent was raised on 4 splendid legs for my eyes in mere moments. Whoa! Seeing it put together like this is actually pretty moving.
ほれほれ、感動してる場合じゃないぞ。まだまだたくさんあるんだからな。トラックにテントを積んであるからここまで持ってきな。重いから2人でやれよ。
大丈夫っすよ。俺こう見えても結構力あるんすから。
They look light enough, so I thought but they were very heavy.
だから2人で運べって言ったろ。ほれほれ。
Said a man lifting it up with a grunt and taking it away under his arm. Either I'm weak or these guys or old guys all have superhuman strength.
ほら、一番若いんだから汗しないとダメだぞ。頑張れ頑張れ。終わった後のビールがうまいぞ。
I mean, he can't drink beer, sir.
俺未成年だし。
Sweat dripped from my body. I had been fully and completely absorbed in helping them. I would never have thought the cold barley tea from the Women's Society could taste this delicious.
若いからね。担当のみ。
ありがとうございます。
It was then that I realized a crowd had formed near the shrine a ways off. When I took a closer look, I saw a girl dressed in a shrine maiden garb and a handful of old men looking like they were preparing for the ceremony together.
リカちゃんか？おーい、リカちゃん！頑張れよ！
I shouted and it seemed like she heard me. Rika-chan, positively exploding with vitality, answered me with a smile. The older guys with me watched Rika-chan as well with distant gazes.
リカちゃまも頑張るな。去年に比べるとだいぶ板についてきたみたいだしな。
The old lady who gave me tea clasped what looked like a prayer beads in her hands and said,
リカ様、ありがたや、ありがたや。
and just like that, began to respectfully pray to her. I just remembered that they called it the Furude Shrine. Wasn't Rika-chan's full name Rika Furude? The man standing next to me answered my question.
そうだよ。
リカちゃまのフルデ一族は代々大社様をお祭りする由緒正しい一族なんだよ。
Okay, so I guess that's why they're priests and shrine maidens, right? I'd always gotten the feeling she wasn't quite your average person, but it turned out she was from an esteemed family.
昨年神主様だったお父さんが亡くなられてからはああやって頑張って祭事を引き継いでおるんだよ。この立派になった姿、神主様に見せたかったのを。
え、リカちゃんのお父さんってお亡くなりになったんですか？
よし、休憩終わり。次は使わないパイプ椅子を沖標の体育館に戻しちゃおっか。マキさん、Kを回して何人か連れてってよ。
じゃあ前原君、最後にもう一働きしようか。
You're gonna make me do more work? I can't tell if they know I'm a minor or not, but the older men all cheered me on, encouraging me to do my best, and that beer will be great. But hey, where's Mion though? We went here to see Mion.
ケイちゃん、頑張ってる？
Here she is. I passed by Mion. She was carrying a big cardboard box. It looked like she was right in the middle of working as well. Judging by the sweat seeping into her shirt, it seemed like I wasn't the only one with his hands full.
おお、頑張ってるぜ。ミオンも頑張れよ。ビールがうまいぞ。
The beer's gonna be great. We were worked to the bone until the sun began to set and it started cooling off. So we finished the work today, I suppose. It was soon a full-fledged night, and the clear sound of the Higurashi eased the moderate pain I felt. The older guys began their night before drinking party in a tent a fair bit off, causing quite a ruckus. The shrine grounds, on the other hand, had turned into a lonely road tickled by the cool evening breeze, despite being so festive just a little while ago. The wind felt good. I leaned on one of the stone guardian dogs at the front of the shrine. I gave my legs a good stretch as I let my mind wander, and suddenly, a paper cup filled with barley tea was thrust before
ケイ
me.
ちゃんお疲れ様。
Oh, it's Shion. I thought it was Mion.
はい、麦茶です。
お、気が利くな。サンキュー、
Her voice sounded exactly the same, but it felt somehow different.
あ、お前は。
どうも、シオンです。気が利いているのはシオンの方。聞いてないのがミオンの方ですので、お間違いなきよう。
シオン、てめえ。ここで会ったが100年目。
ケイちゃんが勝手に勘違いしたんですよ。私は初めからシオンとしか名乗ってませんし。
それを言われると弱い。
そうそう、お姉にすらかなわないケイちゃんが私にかなうわけないんですからね。それより麦茶ぬるくなっちゃいますよ。もう機嫌直してください。だからこれ仲直りの麦茶ってことで。
Well, she did come all the way here to give it to me. I guess I'll accept it. I took the cup and downed it in one gulp. And then suddenly, I heard a loud shout and it got stuck in my throat.
今度はどっちだ？本物のミオンか？
シオン！あんた、なんでまたケイちゃんと一緒にいるわけ？
Mion is getting jealous.
お姉と違って私は気配りとかできるタイプですから。汗だくになってたケイちゃんを放っておけなくて麦茶を持ってきたわけです。ところでお姉はなんで麦茶を2つも持ってるんですか？
She was gonna give one to Keiichi, but she was so slow. I mean Mion. Mion's face went bright red and she tried to hide the paper cups behind her back.
いや、これは。
I think Shion just wants to like irritate Mion. That's why she's doing all of this, right?
大雑把で自分さえ良ければいいお姉がクラスメートの男の子に海外しく麦茶を持ってくるわけないですよね。
That's why she's doing all of this, like going to Keiichi, meeting Keiichi, doing all this stuff, just to, I guess, just to irritate Mion.
結局何なんです？その2つの麦茶は。これはすっごく喉が渇いちゃって2杯は飲めるかなーなんて。お姉らしい。それ一気一気。
As Shion cheered at her, Mion downed both the cups of tea one after the other.
さすがはお姉、見事な飲みっぷりでした。ケイちゃんも拍手拍手。
Wait, suddenly the situation has gotten unbelievable. Mion doesn't usually get manipulated so easily like that. I've known for a while now, but Shion is terrifying.
ミオンってシオンには頭上がらないのか？
私シオン嫌い。この前からもっと嫌いになった。
On camera, it's Tomitake.
こんばんは。
Oh, hell no, it's that evil girl again. I mean, this woman, she's here. Whenever we see her, right, it begins. Or, yeah, last time when we saw her, it began, right?
いよいよ明日がお祭りだね。今日は準備お疲れさん。
こんばんは。あら、シオンちゃん。
I don't trust this woman. Was her name again Takano? One bit. Hell no.
珍しいわね、こっちへ来るなんて。
She went missing in chapter 1, but yeah, I feel that she has something to do with all of this.
ありゃ、富武のおじさまに高野さんじゃないですか。こんばんは。ご無沙汰いたしております。
君が噂の転校生前原圭一君だね。今日は張り切って仕事してたね。感心したよ。
I feel like I've seen this photographer guy before.
どこかでお会いしてますよね。
覚えててくれて嬉しいね。圭一君とは道で何度かすれ違ってるよ。僕は富武。
Wait, why does his voice kind of sound different though? I'm gonna check. Is this his voice last time?
東京から来てるフリーのカメラマンさん。
Wait, it feels different.
じゃあ、私はわかるかしら？
Hell no.
すみません、覚えがないです。
高野美代さんだよ。ケイちゃんはまだ風邪とかで診療所のお世話にはなってない？美代さんは診療所で看護師さんをやってるんだよ。
高野よ。よろしくね。治療に来るときは教えてね。太めの注射針を用意しておくから。
A huge needle.
そりゃご丁寧にどうも。
Tomitake-san seemed to be quite entertained at the Sonozaki twins being at the same place, and he took picture after picture.
話には聞いていたけど、知らん性ソーセージってのは初めて見たよ。本当にそっくりなんだな。
そっくりなのは外見だけじゃないんですよ。ほら、下着もお揃い。
Yeah, Shion likes to tease, man.
バカバカ、あんた何すんの？
Things have never been as lively as when the two of them are together. I thought they were exactly the same at first, but I've started to get a handle on which one is which. Mion is Mion. Well, she seems a far better actor than Mion was. In the first place, somebody that could spurn Mion so easily wouldn't have shown such weakness to those lard buckets at Angel Mort. If that was the case, then that cowardly behavior from that day was all a complete act. Yeah, she might be just pretending, right?
あの二人、昔はもっとそっくりでね。ご両親でもどっちがどっちかわからなくて手を焼いていたそうよ。
すごく想像に容易です。ご両親のご苦労がよくわかります。
Takano gave me a kind of odd look, but explaining would have been a pain, so I didn't bother.
富武のおじさまはまた渡流しの取材が終わったら東京にとんぼ帰りですか？
うん、本当はいつまでも滞在していたいんだけどね。しがない大人の都合ってやつさ。
お写真が早く素敵な賞を取るといいですね。お祈りしていますね。
ありがとう。今度来る時には今日撮った君たちの写真も持ってくるよ。
今日は前原くんもお疲れ様。慣れない力仕事で疲れたでしょ？
まあ疲れたけど結構楽しかったです。
若さね、羨ましいわ。
Takano-san smiled with an adult elegance that no one in my circle of friends possessed. The wind caught her hair. She gives off an intelligent beauty.
おやおや皆さんこんにちは。
Dude, why is everyone here? Is this an all-cast review? Yeah, everyone is basically here now. Except Rena, Satsukura, and Rika. It seemed like our merry crowd was standing out. This time an overweight older man addressed us. And again, it was someone I thought I knew. If I recall correctly, he's a policeman, isn't he? But yeah, the first time we haven't seen Tomitake right in this chapter yet. So is he remembering this from chapter 1? Kinda like, maybe? I don't know.
あら、大石さん。こんばんは。明日の警備の下見ですか？
はははは。そんなところです。おや、富武くんじゃないですか。ご無沙汰しておりますね。
僕の名前を覚えていてくださったとは光栄ですよ。
あなたもつくづくひなみ沢が好きですな。ここいらへんは東京よりもずっとアパートは安いですよ。いっそ引っ越してくればいいのに。仲のいい不動産屋を紹介しますよ。
それは嬉しいですね。その説はぜひお世話になりたいです。
Man, it sounds like Tomitake now, but yeah, earlier kind of felt, he kind of like, his voice was kind of different, I think. But maybe it's just me, I'm just hearing things, right?
ではでは皆さん、良いお年を。
I told you, man, when we see Takano, it just messes things up.
園崎の双子さんも良いお年を。
良いお年を、大石刑事。お仕事よろしくお願いしますね。今年は皆さんの手を煩わせない綿流しにしたいです。
こりゃ手厳しい。
Detective Oishi left us with a low laugh and headed out to talk to some police officers standing a ways away. I gave Mian a glance and saw her making an annoyed face as if she were glaring bullets at someone she hated.
そうね。今年は警察のお世話にならない綿流しになるといいわね。
君も好きだね。
あら、二郎さんは嫌い？私、そういう夢のある話好きよ。潤いのない時代だからこそ、そういうのに憧れるの。
お社様のたたりか。
Oh my god, here we go. First, Tomitake-san used a troubling word. A troubling word. Then suddenly someone tugged on my arm.
ケイちゃん、私お腹空いちゃったからさ、酒盛りのテントに行ってお菓子でも食べてこない？
Yes, go with me on. Go.
そうだな。俺もちょっとお腹が減ったかな。
To hell with Takano and Tomitake-san.
行こう行こ
A moment later, Shion said something to Takano and Tomitake that stung my ears and gave me a start.
今年は誰が死んで誰が消えるんでしょうね。
Oh my god. I pulled back from Mion's grip and stopped abruptly.
シオン、今なんて言ったんだ？
It felt like the air around us dried out all of a sudden.
行こうよケイちゃん。つまんない話だよ。
Yes, follow Mion, please.
お姉はまだケイちゃんに話してないの？私、そういう話は吹き込まない主義なの。
Okay, look at their two faces now. It's pretty much the same, right? Yeah, you can't really tell. If they have the same hairstyle and the same outfit, it's pretty much the same. Shion's cold and quiet tone and Mion's harsh voice were quite the contrast.
おいおいおいおい、何の話だよ。知ってるなら教えてくれよ。俺だけのけ者なんて、なんだか気分悪いぞ。
I don't understand this. Someone explain it to me. However, Mion didn't seem to be at all willing to grant my request. She squeezed my hand in hers a bit, but when she realized I would hold my ground on this topic, she let go.
じゃあさ、私先に酒盛りのテントに行ってるよ。
She left.
早く来ないとケイちゃんの分なくなっちゃうからね。
ああ、分かってるって。すぐ行くから。
Mion left, trotting towards a particularly noisy tent on the other side of the shrine grounds. Before she got there, she stopped and turned back around. I showed no signs of going after her, though, so she ran off.
もしも聞いてないんだったら話してもいいけど、ひょっとすると聞かないで彼女と一緒にお菓子を食べに行った方が賢明かもしれないよ。
Okay, hey now, you've already gotten my full attention here. I'm not going to leave without asking at this point.
ケイちゃんにも聞く権利があると思います。お姉はその権利を奪ってただけです。
Shion's voice was bristling with thorns, as if somehow blaming Mion.
一体何の話だって言うんですか？あんまりもったいぶられると不愉快ですよ。
Takano-san, realizing how prepared I was, looked across the group. After confirming that there were no objections, she opened her damn mouth.
前原君はタタリを信じるかしら？
たたりですか？面白いとは思いますけど、あんまり信じては。
It felt that their cynical stares and wince. It was like they were telling me it was stranger not to believe in curses.
ケイちゃんは間違ってないですよ。タタリなんて迷信もいいとこ。信じなくて当たり前です。
そうね。それにタタリを信じるかどうかは話を最後まで聞いてからゆっくり考えればいいことなんだから。
Said Takano-san, giving a little smile. They're trying to scare me. At least that's what it feels like.
じゃあ少し僕が話そうか。圭一君はひなみ沢ダム計画を知ってるかい？
Oh yeah, the other day at Angel Moor, Chion or Mion rather, told me all about it.
確かひなみ沢が丸ごと水没する巨大なダムの計画が発表されたって言うんですよね。
その通り。それに反対するために住民運動が結成され、国と激しい戦いを繰り広げたんだ。
I've heard that too. The entire village united, using all the power at their disposal, mass media, political influence, and other things, and fought the country. The way Mion described it made it sound like a boast.
あれ？ずいぶん詳しいじゃないか。その通りさ。わずか1000人ちょいの村人たちが中心になって結束して国の施策を跳ね返したというちょっとした武勇伝なんだ。
その辺はお姉に聞かされてませんか？この辺りの武勇伝はお姉も好きですからね。
ああ、話してたよ。
そのひなみ沢の人たちが結束して旗揚げした反対同盟の事務所があったのがね、この神社なんだよ。
ほら、あの集会所がその名残よ。 解散後は老人会のサークル活動にしか使われてないけど、当時はまさに最後の砦だったの。
Takano-san explained this, pointing a finger towards the assembly hall. I had been carrying things in and out there all day. I mean, I would understand if they put an office like that in the mayor's house or something. But having an office on shrine grounds made it feel kind of like a base camp for Sengoku period warriors.
そんな心境だったんだろうね。彼らはひなみ沢の守り神様であるお社様を祀る神社に本陣を置くことで必勝を祈願したんだよ。
Oyashiro-sama. That was definitely it. They mentioned Oyashiro-sama's curse before. Is it the same Oyashiro-sama?
圭一君はお社様は知ってるかい？この神社の祀る神様の名前だよ。ひなみ沢を守ってると伝えられてる。
いや、よくは知らないです。
そうか。じゃあここから先は高野さんの方が詳しいかな。タッチ。
平たく言えばそのままよ。お社様はこのひなみ沢に伝わる古い神様で、神聖なこの地が属性に汚されることがないよう守り続けてきたと伝えられてるわ。
So essentially, he's a basic standard guardian deity. I guess you can find that sort of god anywhere you
お
go.
社様崇拝は一種の先民思想の表れではないかと研究されているわね。先民思想って言葉わかるかしら？
Believing yourself chosen and nationalistic belief that you are a part of a superior race or that you're a special clan chosen by the gods. They believe that they're a superior clan, so they believe strongly in cooperating with others, but they also end up being exclusionary towards other clans. I won't go into much detail, but it's the sort of national and religious ideas that lead to war. Of course, that goes for Japan
大
too.
昔のひなみ沢の人たちは自分たちは人間とは異なる格の違う存在だと強く信じていてね。下界との交流を汚れとして意味嫌ったそうなの。だから村に下界の人間が来ると汚れてお社様の罰が当たると強く信じ、何者も近寄らせなかったそうよ。
よそ者を嫌う村ってよく推理小説に出てくるだろ。典型的なそういう村だったらしいんだよ。
一応名誉のために断りますけど、大昔のことですからね。今は違います。
Shion followed up quickly, having sensed the thorns in Tomitake-san's words. Tomitake-san, embarrassed at what he said, scratched at his head. So this shrine worships Oyashiro-sama, thinks of Hinamizawa as a holy ground, and it's a symbol of their traditional hatred of the outside
なるほ
world.
ど。だから下界からやってきた汚れたダム計画に立ち向かうためにひなみ沢の守り神様の神社に本陣を置いたと。
Correct. Smiled Takano, pleased. She must dislike stupid
円
people.
担ぎも万端。村人たちは視力を尽くしてダム計画に立ち向かうんだ。その最中なんだよ。事実上あの事件でとどめが入ったと言ってもいい。
Oyashiro-sama's curse.
ひなみ沢ダムの建設現場の監督がですね、殺されちゃったんです。
The music in this game, man, is nice. It's very creepy, right?
4年前かな。結構派手に新聞に載ったんですけど、覚えてません？
ちょっと知らないな。
部下と喧嘩してツルハシでめった打ちにされて、両手両足首をもいで捨てられたんだそうです。
バラバラ殺人だよ。一頃流行ったろ。
I mean, yeah, if that happened in your little village, right? That's gonna be the rage, honestly. Such a gruesome incident. But it was just that, an incident. A person caused the incident after all. Should they really put it down to the curse?
その翌年にはね、ひなみ沢の住人でありながらダム推進派のグループを結成していた男がね、旅行先で崖から落ちて死んじゃったの。これは事故だそうよ。
Quote unquote accident.
何しろひなみ沢中から敵視されていたからね。警察もかなり念入りに他殺の線を洗ったんだけど、結局事故と断定したみたいだよ。
Now it's an accident. This is the most curse-like one, but it's still far-fetched.
さらに翌年、今度はね、この神社の神主さんが原因不明の病で倒れて急死しちゃったの。
前の神主さんはこう言っちゃ失礼ですけど、ちょっと日和見な人だったんですよね。
The wait and see type.
村中が反ダムで盛り上がってるのに、神主さんは放っておけみたいな感じで、抵抗運動の象徴である神社の神主さんがそんな感じなんだからね。リーダーシップを期待していた当時の村人たちは失望し、中には怒りを抱く人たちもいたそうよ。だから当時年寄り連中はみんな言ったんです。これはお社様のたたりだってね。
It did seem like every year, dam-related people, the village had resentment towards were dying. Okay. It was pretty creepy.
しかもね、面白いことにこれらの事件や事故は毎年必ず渡流しのお祭りの晩に起こるんだよ。
Like I'm being surprised, but yeah, we heard this already. It's just the way they're telling the story, man. It just hooks me in.
ね、ちょっとたたりっぽくなってきたでしょ。
さらに翌年、つまり去年だね。今度は事故死したダム推進派のリーダー格の男の弟夫婦の奥さんが撲殺死体で発見されちゃったんだ。もちろん犯人は捕まったけどね。
ね、やっぱりたたりっぽいでしょ。
4 years in a row. It would be funny though, for example. But yeah, maybe it's gonna be Tomitake again. These two again, right? I mean, it happened in chapter 1, maybe. But every single one of them happening in the night of the festival, worshipping Oyashiro-sama? That's not normal.
年寄り連中はこの数年の事件ですっかりお社様のたたりを盲信しちゃって、若い人たちだって最初はバカにしてましたけど、今は誰も茶化しませんね。
Yes, I can see where she's coming from. Even me, even if I didn't think there was a curse at all, thinking about all the incidents like this makes me feel like maybe it's real because it keeps happening at the same time, right? Same after the Watanagashi.
例えば今日のお祭り準備にしてもそうさ。ダムとの戦いで荒れていたとはいえ、何年か前までは綿流しはそんなに盛況していたわけじゃないんだよ。
まあそうですね。お社様のたたりの話がなかったらこんなにお祭りには集まりませんね。不信心者には罰が当たるかもしれない。だからお社様のお祭りには必ず出ようって言ってる人たち多いです。
Shia nodded as if she were mocking herself.
どうかな。圭一君もひょっとしてたたりは本当にあるのではという気になってきたんじゃないかな。
I mean, you can't just laugh off people related to the dam construction project all dying like that. If even I feel like this now, then the more superstitious members of the village must feel stronger than that.
まあそれでもたたりなんかないと思ってます。ですけど信じる人たちの気持ちもわかるつもりです。
さすがケイちゃんは冷静に判断できてますね。
Shion grinned, realizing I'd rejected the curse.
たたりでもなく偶然のはずもないなら、さて これらの事件はどういうことになるのかしらね。
Takano said, smiling playfully as if posing a riddle. Neither a curse nor a coincidence, but every year someone dies. What should we make of that then? Tomitake-san, catching on to the fact that I had no idea what to make of it, opened his mouth and came to my aid.
高野さんはね、人間の仕業かもしれないって言ってるんだよ。
Simple process of elimination would have gotten me there. I was a little taken aback at not having realized the answer immediately.
だってそうでしょ。たたりでもなく偶然でもないなら、人の意志が働いてるとしか考えられないもの。
Takano-san pressed on. I smiled bitterly in spite of myself. Here, I was just a few minutes ago thinking the very concept of a curse was absolutely absurd. When she suggested it was someone's doing, I ended up thinking there wasn't any way it could be a person. But Takano-san was right. It was either a curse or it was a person's doing. If unrealistic things like curses didn't exist, then the obvious next step would be to start thinking it was people behind it. But if that was the case, I glanced at Shion.
人間が犯人なら確かにひなみ沢の誰かが犯人なんでしょうね。現に警察の大石さんはそう見てますから。
おいおい、そんなわけあるのかよ。
I thought I now knew the reason Mion didn't want to talk about this. If Oyashiro-sama's curse really existed, then that's fine. It would be divine judgment for the damn project business. However... Okay, sorry. If Oyashiro-sama's curse didn't exist, which it obviously didn't, then the culprit would most likely be someone from Hinamizawa. The villagers had worked desperately to oppose the damn construction project. I knew they had used all sorts of methods to fight against it. If one of those methods was maybe...
お社様のたたりはダム計画抵抗運動の暗部じゃないかって囁かれてるんです。
Shion dryly put words to my exact thoughts. Of course, I didn't expect it. She was from Hinamizawa, so I didn't think she'd come out and say it
ちょっ
herself.
と落ち着いて考えれば、誰が見たってひなみ沢の誰かの仕業だってわかることです。ダム工事に反対して得をする人以外、動機がないじゃないですか。
それはそうだけど。
Admitting to the existence of a darker side of the damn conflict would be rude to Mion, who spoke of it so highly. So I couldn't just accept Shion's seemingly logical viewpoint.
それにね、警察の人は知らないだろうけど、ひなみ沢の人間にはわかる、ひなみ沢の人間の犯行だという証拠があるんです。
Shion rebukes me to keep my voice down.
ごめん。でもその証拠って一体。
必ず一人が死んでもう一人が消えるからです。
That face of Shion, man. One more person disappears. Did that mean that someone besides the one who died from the curse was a sacrifice?
消えるって意味がよくわからないな。それは失踪するって意味か？
そうです。忽然と跡形もなく。
As she spoke, Shion pretended to do a trick with her hands like she were making a magician's hat disappear. One dies a mysterious death and one disappears and never to be seen again. A strange vanishing act. But then why? How does that equate to someone from Hinamizawa being the culprit?
実はね、ひなみ沢の古い伝統の一つにね、お社様の怒りを鎮めるために生贄を捧げたというのがあるの。
生贄？
ええ。すまきにされて底なし沼に生きたままじわじわと時間をかけて沈めたんです。
Takano-san, though explaining something pretty terrible, has a look of glee on her face as she did so.
文献を調べた限りでは 3日3晩をかけて本当にゆっくりとじわじわと沈めたそうよ。ほら、昔の人って結構ダジャレが好きでしょ。沈める沈めるをかけてたんだと思うの。だから時間をかけて沈めるという意味があったんでしょうね。
Takano-san was the only one laughing at this. Was she telling a joke or something? Shion didn't move to deny it, but I felt a difference in temperature between her cool expression and Takano-san's.
この辺の話はまあ聞いて想像がつくと思いますけど、ひなみ沢の秘史です。ひなみ沢に昔からいる人なら誰でも知ってますが、それを口に出すことはありませんね。
高野さんはひなみ沢出身じゃないけどね、詳しいだろ。彼女は郷土史とか民間伝承とかが好きでね、全部独学で調べたんだよ。
そんなにかっこいいものじゃないのよ。単なる知的好奇心。子供と同じよ。ただの怖いもの見たさ程度なんだから。
Tomitake-san laughed, a little bit embarrassed.
ちょっと待ってください。ってことは何ですか？事件のたびに消えるという一人は生贄に捧げられているって言うんですか？
Yeah. Shion answered in one word before anyone else can speak. Someone dies, then someone disappears.
本当に生贄にされてるかどうかは別にして、過去の事件では必ず一人が死ぬ他に一人が消えてるんだよ。例えば一番最初のダム現場の監督が殺された事件も、複数犯のうちの最後の一人が未だ逮捕されてないらしいんだ。
それは単にうまく逃げおおせてるだけなんじゃないんですか？
But yeah, did someone disappear, by the way, on the first one? I know that the second one, he fell from a cliff, right? He died, and then the wife disappeared, right? And then the priest, he died, and then the wife disappeared as well. And then the lady got beaten up, and Satoshi, right, was the one who disappeared. For the first one, did someone disappear? I actually don't remember, though.
別に生贄にされたというのとは違うのでは？
Like with all the things happening, I kind of forgot.
まあ僕もそうだとは思うんだけどね。で、次の年のダム推進派のリーダー格の男なんだけど、
確か旅行先で崖から落ちて亡くなったんですよね。
落ちたのは奥さんも一緒らしいの。警察は懸命に捜索したんだけど、どうしても奥さんの遺体だけ見つけられないんですって。崖下の川は増水してたそうだからね。どこか川下の湖の湖底で土砂にでも埋まってしまったのかもしれないけどね。
The perpetrator of the dismemberment like that wouldn't want to be caught, so they'd be desperate to run away and hide too. Wait. Okay. I thought I heard about the case where the corpse wouldn't surface after the person drowned in a swelled river like that. She vanished because of an unfortunate accident, but I still didn't see the connection to the sacrifices. If we took each of the past acts or incidents in turn, none of the disappearances evoked that terrifying of an image.
その翌年の神主の病死の時ははっきりしてます。奥さんが遺書を残したんです。死んでお社様のお怒りを鎮めに参りますってな感じのが、神主さんが亡くなった晩に自宅に残されてたそうですから。
The curse, it seems to turn up in this one though.
まあ真相は闇の中なんだけどね。その奥さんが受水自殺した沼は、さっき高野さんも話した例のでっかい底なし沼ってことになっててね。警察も沼を調べたそうだけど、遺品がいくつか見つかっただけで遺体は発見できなかった。警察は偽装自殺を疑って今でも探してるらしいよ。
Someone dies every year in the same way someone goes missing every year. Is she trying to tell me that everyone who vanished was kidnapped by some extremely efficient means and dumped into the bottomless swamp, still alive and drowned to death? But yeah, I think no, maybe some of them are being like kidnapped. Remember the guys in the ending of chapter 1, right? Or by the end, the ones that were trying to take Keiichi away? Maybe, yeah, maybe they're taking the other people? I don't know yet, but that's one of my guesses, I suppose. Maybe they're just taking them.
その翌年にはなんだっけ、ダム推進派の男の弟夫婦の奥さんだっけが殺されたんだよな。
So at the time, someone else vanished.
消えました。北条聡君っていう私と同い年の男の子です。殺された主婦の義理の甥にあたります。
Shion cut in with a slightly strong tone of voice. She knew the boy who had disappeared pretty well. At least that's the vibe I was getting.
まあざっとこんな感じね。必ず一人が死んで必ず一人が忽然と消える。
Leaving the suddenness aside, the fact that each incident involved one person disappearing.
じゃあつまり一人目が死ぬのはお社様のたたりで、二人目が失踪するのは村人が生贄に捧げてるからだって言うんですか？
ケイちゃん、たたりなんかないです。誰かがお社様のたたりという名で一人目を殺し、誰かがその生贄として二人目をさらってるんです。
でもシオン、それじゃあ村の中に犯人がいるってことになるんだぞ。
私は初めからそう睨んでます。結構ショックですよ。この昭和の時代にそんな古い因習で人殺しが堂々と行われるなんて。
It didn't have anything to do with our discussion, but I got the feeling that maybe Shion didn't like Hinamizawa very much. Mion enjoyed talking about Hinamizawa and its epic tales, so she had avoided talking about Oyashiro-sama's curse, which didn't paint Hinamizawa in a good light no matter how you looked at it. She was trying not to give me a bad impression of the village, so she didn't say anything. Shion, on the other hand, was somehow different. She wasn't rejecting the concept of curse to purge Hinamizawa of this bad impression, but rather because she strongly believed that a member of the village was the criminal behind this. Her conviction seemed a bit removed from the tight sense community held by the people of Hinamizawa. Once upon a time, they looked so alike, so you could mistake one for the other. But talking to her now, I was getting a more powerful feeling that Shion had a completely different personality than Mion.
じゃあ皆さんはhinamizawa沢の誰かが犯人だと思ってるんですね。
Neither Shion nor Takano answered that. The deafening silence told me all that needed to be said.
じゃあ重ねて質問します。hinamizawa沢の誰かが犯人なら犯人は誰なんですか？
Neither Shion nor Takano had a reply to that question either. Though it may have been rude to ask, I had hoped they wouldn't have one. The reason I asked was to argue that their explanation that the culprit was from Hinamizawa was nothing more than one possibility. Shion caught on to my plan. She gave me a pained smile at my petty spite and opened her mouth to speak.
私が言ったのは所詮状況証拠ですからね。具体的に犯人の名前を知ってたなら警察に突き出してます。
As with anybody? Then what about Takano-san? She too smiled dryly as Shion had and opened her own mouth.
ね、初めに誤解を解いておきたいんだけど、別に私は探偵さんのつもりはないのよ。本音を言うとね、犯人が誰かなんてことには興味ないの。
高野さんも困った人だな。
Tomitake-san gives a bitter laugh at her surprising opinion on the matter.
私はね、 古式ゆかしい残酷な風習やおとぎ話に興味があるだけ。
I mean, yeah, you really do seem like you like those kind of things.
知的好奇心で面白がってるだけなの。
Onlooker, okay.
だから一連の事件も犯人は誰かってことよりも事件の存在自体が古い印象がまだ根深く残ってることの証拠だって思って面白がってるくらい。
Though she described herself as nothing more than a curious onlooker, her smile was as sharp as the tip of a blade. Women like her felt very strange and a little scary to me. Maybe it's just that I was in fearful awe of the person whose emotions I couldn't comprehend.
私は全然面白くないですけどね。明日はいよいよ綿流しのお祭りですけど、誰にも死んでほしくないし、誰も消えてほしくないです。
明日か。
That's right. It had completely slipped my mind. The string of murder incidents people attributed to Oyashino's massacres, it wasn't over. If last year's incident wasn't the end, then tomorrow night at the festival would someone die and someone disappear?
明日は一体誰が死んで誰が消えるのかしらね。
This woman, man, like she couldn't wait to see who's gonna die, who's gonna disappear, right? Like she wants it to happen. What is wrong with you? I bet it is you, man. I bet my life. I bet my life. You have something to do with this. Takano said, running a comb through her hair with elegant movements, with a thin smile and a voice that nearly made me shudder. She almost looked like she was enjoying the thought of the incidents that could happen tomorrow. Then out of the blue, we heard a loud round of applause. They seemed to be ending the drinking party early. Right, I was making Mion wait this whole time, wasn't I? I should go back to her soon.
高野さんもからかいすぎだよ。圭一君がすっかり真に受けてしまったじゃないか。
ごめんなさいね。
I mean, you guys said this as well back then the next day both of you are gone.
また悪い癖が出ちゃったみたい。
Said Takano-san, sticking out her tongue bashfully. The strangeness in her expression was nowhere to be found.
高野さんはね、純粋そうな子を見るとからかいたくなる悪い癖があるんだよ。圭一君が真剣に聞いてくれるもんだから、ついつい調子に乗っちゃったみたいなんだ。
Unlike Takano-san, Tomitake-san seemed like a totally normal person with common sense. They were apologizing after realizing what kind of impression they've given me.
高野さんが今した話はあくまでもフィクションだからね。もしもさっきの話で圭一君がひなみ沢に持ってたいい印象が傷つけられてしまったなら、純粋に申し訳なく思うよ。
もう二郎さんたら。
高野さんも謝った方がいい。怖がらせてしまってごめんなさいってね。
Takano-san and Tomitake-san were arguing and messing around now. The strained air around us had already dissipated.
ケイちゃんもそろそろ戻った方がいいです。お姉は嫉妬深いですからね。
She is the jealous type, yes.
私は顔を合わせると喧嘩になりそうだから、このまま帰ることにします。
そうなのか？じゃあ俺はミオンのとこに戻って待たせたことを謝るかな。
迷惑をかけたね、圭一君。ミオンちゃんに圭一君を長く借りすぎて申し訳ないと伝えてくれないかな。
あ、はい。伝えても機嫌は直さないと思いますけど、一応。
Tomitake-san and Takano-san, standing next to each other, both began to chuckle.
じゃあね、ケイちゃん。明日のお祭り、どこかですれ違えるといいですね。
会えるよ。どうせ俺たちのことだ。賑やかにやってるに決まってる。
Bye. Shion and I said our goodbyes to Tomitake-san and Takano-san. Before we could leave, Takano-san called out to us.
私の話を真剣に聞いてくれてありがとうね。前原くんがあまりに聞き上手だったんで、話しててとても楽しかったわ。
聞き上手なんて、そんな。
I was just in a state of perpetual bewilderment from all the shocking topics being thrown at me one after the other.
今日した話、 面白かった？
I bet you'll love telling these stories, Miss Takano.
まあ興味深かったです。
ならまた今度も聞いてくれる？ひなみ沢の昔話とかおとぎ話にも興味深いものがたくさんあるの。もちろん薄気味悪いのがたくさんね。私特選のをたくさん披露するわよ。
I was kind of happy but kind of worried. I can't help but smile drearily and scratch at my head.
ケイチ君、もう行ってもいいんだよ。高野さんがからかっているだけさ。
What if she's not messing with me? They say goodbye again and run off. I heard Tomitake-san call out behind him in a clear voice that we would see each other at the festival tomorrow. When I went to the tent, Mion was waiting for me, and she was nowhere to be found. I made her wait so long, maybe she got mad and went home. After asking some adults passing by, I heard that she went home talking to some relatives. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. But my regret for having made Mion wait wasn't enough to triumph over the impression Takano-san and Shion's uncanny story left on me. Serial murder incidents had happened 4 years in a row. Would tomorrow's events make this the 5th? And the possibility that someone from Hinamizawa was carrying this all out under the guise of a curse. The queer tradition of ritual sacrifice entirely unbecoming of the Showa period we lived in. I regretted it a little, though it was too late. If none of those creepy stories had anything to do with me, then I should have let Mion pull me away from that crowd. I felt a little ashamed about letting my cheap curiosity get the better of me. That was a very, very long story though. Pretty much the same way of telling the story from chapter 1, but this time it was with Shion, so yeah. Very, very small difference, but all in all, yeah, it's gonna be the same, of course. Okay, we got scrapbooks. Okay, let's start from the first one. Oyashiro-sama's curse. In the ancient Onigafuchi village, the anger of Oyashiro-sama, his curse, was feared above all. However, it is seldom stated anywhere what eventually happens and what sort of divine judgment or curse befalls them when Oyashiro-sama is angry. From various reports, all hell will break loose, demons will come flooding out, the miasma from hell will flood outward and kill every villager, letting not a single one escape. The ones evoking images of the village being annihilated stand out the most. Those terrifying ideas of divine punishment are in alignment with many other religious beliefs regarding the apocalypse, hell, and it's easy to imagine that they are just ways of convincing people to obey the teachings in order to prevent such an end. The conditions for inciting Oyashiro-sama's wrath are likely the same as the taboos in Onigafuchi village. I believe that when an act was performed that violates one of these taboos, Oyashiro-sama was termed angry. And in order to quell his anger, they would perform the aforementioned sacrificial ritual. Okay, that was short. So I guess it's, what do you call it, scrapbooks? Yeah, not that long. Okay, scrapbook number 2. The human sacrifice ritual. The sacrificial ritual was a simple drowning involving plunging sacrifices into a Gafuchi swamp, which was considered hallowed. Of the rituals of Onigafuchi village, this one was unique in that the sacrifice would sink slowly over the long course of 3 days and 3 nights. I believe that it wasn't so much a killing of the sacrifice that was important, but rather the symbolism of them sinking as the submerging of Oyashiro-sama's anger. For that purpose, they must have had a passion for learning various methods for keeping the sacrifice from sinking too much to force them to sink more slowly. Unfortunately, as far as I can tell from the records, those methods were not recorded. My thoughts are that they may have used logs, or some similar material to create a raft. Then set up a scaffold on there, hang the sacrifice up with ropes, and let them sink little by little over the time in the swamp. However, if that were the case, it would not be strange if the ritual implements used for such ceremony were honored as holy and enshrined somewhere. I'm gonna have to look at this later again. These scrapbooks. Maybe they're telling us something. But yeah, it's just like basic stuff. Implements used for the ritual. Ritual tools used for ancient religious ceremonies are commonly referred to as implements or ritual implements, and even now, some of them are enshrined on the property of the Furuda shrine in the three families. However, the anti-identifiable tools are all decorative, and none appear to have been used in rituals governing the dark side of Onigafuchi village. As the Edo era came to a close and many traditional rituals were lost, were they lost as well? Or perhaps buried in darkness? I don't believe so. Both the implements used on the night of the feast of Onikakushi and those used during the sacrificial ceremony must still exist, enshrined away from the eyes of the masses. Without a doubt, they exist here and today at this very moment in Hinamizawa. Also, I'm nearly certain where they have been enshrined. What was once locked steadfastly has for some reason changed this year to a cheap-looking padlock. He may be able to do something about such a lock. However, it is not far from the assembly hall, nor is it ever far from the presence of people. However, I will not give up. The night when it becomes a blind spot to every villager in Namizawa is coming soon. Soon it will be Watanagashi. So what was the last one? Festival. Yeah, this looks like Oishi's place, I think. Office? Okay. Rabble.
おいおい、今日のうちからへばっててどうすんだよ。本番は明日だぞ。明日は最後の最後。バッチリ深夜まで燃え上がっていくんだからな。よっせ、気合い入れてきますぜ。よし、若さが一番だ。
みんなお疲れ様。綿流しはいよいよ明日だからな。今夜は早めに眠って体力を蓄えておいてくれよ。
Tomorrow was finally Watanagashi. Festivals are split into two groups, those who enjoy them and those who support them. The former only need to prepare their minds, but the latter needs not only that, but also painstakingly crafted plans and preliminary arrangements. While the general majority attending goes about enjoying the festival without a care in the world, we'll be strained the whole way through. Why?
そりゃ決まってるだろう。全部終わった後のビールがうまいからだよ。
At times like these, it's best to have energetic, physically fit people. It wouldn't be worth it if you didn't do your best until the end, enjoying it the whole way.
来ました。
Kuma-san. Oishi-san came in. Everyone hurried to stand up.
はいはい、皆さんお疲れ様ですね。そのままで結構ですよ。
お疲れ様です。
Not even my seniors, who usually talk big about themselves, can hold a candle to Oishi-san. We all bow as if we're one of those cheering squads of old. Kuraudo Oishi. Kuraudo. Crowd. A detective just waiting to retire. One who doesn't pay much mind to rules and regulations and doesn't do much in the way of real work. He looks like a rotten old man with a penchant for old jokes or dirty jokes. My seniors, though, tell me he was a real fighter in his younger days, and then that he may or may not have quite a heroic legend trailing behind him. Anyway, he surely had much more dignity and presence in the room than the section chief who came in with him.
皆さん、明日の綿流しの準備、本当にお疲れさんです。
Everyone present stands upright and lends their ear to the chief's directions.
昨年発生したように、連続事件を期待する愉快犯の出現が濃厚に危惧されます。 各員一層気を引き締め、犯罪の抑止のために任務を全うしてください。
うっせ。
何も起こらなければ一番いいんですがね。必ず事件は起こると考えてくださいよ。抑止が一番ですが、まあ多分無理でしょう。今年も誰かが死んで誰かが消えます。もう間違いなく。
Everyone apart from the section chief smiled painfully.
大石さん、そんなんじゃ困るよ。もっと真剣にやってくれなきゃ。
肝心なのは祭りの夜を越すことじゃないんです。明日の夜起こった何かに迅速かつ徹底的にどこまでも食いついていくこと。気合い入れてくよ。兜の尾を引き締めてき。お社様のたたりの化けの皮を完璧にひっぺかしてやるぞ。
Okay. Basically, they're showing us a scene where they are preparing for the festival as well, right? So yeah, very nice tips, I guess. But yeah, pretty normal only. But I think that what was I was gonna say something earlier. Oh yeah. What if it becomes different this time, right? In chapter 1, after Watanagashi, it was Tomitake, right, and Takano. What if in chapter 2, it's gonna be different, right? Because we have Shion here, right? So it might change. It may not be Takano or Tomitake. But considering, like, I guess stuff is pretty much the same, right? From the first one, from the first chapter. Yeah, just add Shion to it and her scenes. Maybe it's gonna still be Tomitake and Takano. Maybe it still might be. But yeah, I guess this episode is our turning point, right? And the episode next time, I guess, yeah, the continuation for this one is gonna be the turning point for this whole chapter. I mean, like, we're gonna easily or slowly go to the scary side of it. I had fun with the slice of life side, but yeah, it was instant though. As soon as they revealed Mion and Shion, the next episode we did this one. It shifted now, right? They were talking about Watanagashi, the killings, all of that, man. Oyashiro-sama's curse, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen this time. I don't think it's gonna be the same as last time, like Keiichi losing his mind, right? Because if that happens again, it's gonna be repetitive, right? So I doubt it's gonna be like that. And they did say in the beginning when we started the game, right? It's gonna be like real this time. It's kind of like saying that, or they're saying that there are a lot of big killings here in this chapter, and yeah, someone is actually gonna do it this time, right? But I can't wait to see who. But with Mion as, I guess Mion and Shion in this one, right, are the main target, I suppose. In the first one, it was Rena, mostly Rena. But for this one, it looks like Mion and Shion, so they're gonna be involved here a lot, but yeah, it's hard to see. But Mion did said last time that Shion can be scary and cold, right? And maybe she was just, maybe she's just pretending. All of this that we've seen her, right? Remember when she defended us against those delinquents? She was very tough there, right? And then, yeah, I realized it today. And then when she was in Angel Mort against the otaku, she couldn't do anything, right? She said she was scared against the delinquents. She was just showing her face to be tough. But what if not, right? What if she really is, yeah, she's really scary and really cold. That's gonna be interesting to see. But yes, we're gonna continue this and do more of Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 2, Watanagashi, in the next one. So So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye bye.